students. In the present video session, I will be explaining the concept of CSMA bar CA. That means carrier sends multiple access with collision avoidance. So this kind of concept can be implemented in the case of wireless network. So here we can adopt three different strategies, like the first one is inter frame space. The second strategy is contention window, and the last strategy is using an acknowledgement we can avoid the collision. So the three strategies in order to identify the collision in advance. That means the first one is interframe space, contention window, and the last strategy is an acknowledgement. Interframe space. We know that we have to avoid the collision in advance. In the case of CSMA bar CA, collision can be avoided by using the strategy called as IFS, that is interframe space. Here the stations will start sensing the medium or channel. Suppose the channel is idle or free, immediately the stations will not transmit, or it will not start transmitting the frame. So that means the stations will wait some random amount of time, and that time is called as IFS. After IFS, the stations can continue to sense as well as transmit the frame. Why? Because there may be a chances of the distant stations may have already started transmitting the frame, and that respective bits of the frame will not be sensed by the other stations. So therefore, even if the channel is found idle, the stations will not transmit the frames immediately. It will wait for some amount of time, that is IFS. After IFS, once again the stations can sense the medium and it can start transmitting the frames. So therefore, in the case of carrier sense multiple access collision avoidance, so we can avoid the collision in advance. The second strategy is contention window. Here the contention window is an amount of time which is divided into slots. Station has frames to send, chooses a random number of slots during its wait period. Suppose the stations has some frame to send, such stations it will chooses a random number of slots during its wait period. So now the number of slots in the window changes according to the binary exponential back of energy. So the number of slots within the contention window changes according to the binary exponential of back of energy. So therefore, suppose it is set to one slot during the first time. During the first time, the slot is nothing but the first slot, or it is set to one slot during the first time. So during the next interval, it doubles. That means it is set to one slot during first time. Later it doubles each time. It doubles each time if the station cannot detect an idle channel. Suppose the channel is busy, each time it will doubles. So the contention window concept is almost same as P persistence method. Why? Because if the channel is busy, it does not restart the process. Suppose the channel is busy means, it does not restart the process. It will not restart. Instead of that, it will stop the entire process. Along with the timer. After some interval, once again the stations need to check the channel. If it is found free or idle, once again it can restart the process. So we can say that the contention window is an amount of time which is divided into slots. The stations has frame to send may choose a random number of slots during its wait period. So the diagram shows the contention window as well as IFS concept. So here the stations can continuously sense the medium or channel. So if it is busy, once again it need to sense the channel. So suppose the channel found idle. So the stations need to wait for a period of IFS. After that it can start sending the frame. So in the case of contention window, we can observe that the entire contention window is divided into slots, and the size of the contention window is equal to, it will be given in terms of binary exponential. The last strategy in the case of CSMA bar CA is an acknowledgement. The positive acknowledgement along with timeout timer may help in order to get the guarantee about the receiver has received the frame successfully or not. So the flow diagram of CSMA bar CA is considered over here. Initially, suppose the station has a frame to send, so we can consider the value of K is equal to 0. So K is equal to number of attempts. So after that stations need to sense the medium. If it is free, that means if it is true, so the stations need to wait for a random amount of time, that is IFS, that interframe space. If it is false, you can repeat the action. So choose a random number R between 0 to 2 power k minus 1 and use the rth slot. So now after that, send RTS. The meaning of RTS is request to send message. So set the timer. If clear to send, if the receiver or destination node is agreed in order to transmit the frame and the sender has received CTS signal, that is clear to send, received before the timeout. If it is true, wait for IFS, send the frame, set the timer and wait for an acknowledgement. So before timeout period, the acknowledgement need to be received to the sender node. If it is received, success. If it is false, increment the number of attempts, k is equal to k plus 1, and we are having the maximum limitation for k as k max. Each time compare the value of k with k max. If it is the value of k is lesser than the maximum limit, so we can repeat the action. If already number of attempts is more than the actual maximum value of k, so we can abort the connection. So this is how we can consider the flow diagram of CSMA bar CA by considering IFS, contention window along with an acknowledgement in order to avoid the collision in advance. Frame exchange timeline. Initially, before sending a frame, the source station will sense the medium by checking the energy level at the carrier frequency. After that, it uses persistent strategy with backoff until the channel is idle. So as soon as the station found the channel is idle, at that instant the station waits for a random amount of time, which is called as DIFS, that is DCF interframe space. So after DIFS, the station sends the control frame called as request to send, that is RTS. After receiving RTS at the destination node, once again the destination node, it will wait for a smaller amount of time, that is called as short interframe space. After short interframe space, the destination station can send a control frame called as CTS, that means clear to send, to the source station. This indicates that the destination station is ready to receive the frame. The source station sends data after SIFS. So now the destination station after SIFS, it will send an acknowledgement to the sender node. So this acknowledgement is mandatory in the case of CSMA bar CA. Why? Because here we are not having any other means to check whether the frames or data is successfully arrived at the destination or not. The diagram shows the exchange of data and control frames in time. So here we can observe that initially source node is nothing but station A, the destination node is nothing but station C. So here the station A, it will sense the medium initially. Suppose the channel or medium, if it is idle, immediately it will not start sending the control frame called as RTS. It will wait some random amount of time, which is called as DIFS. After DIFS, the source station, it sends one control frame called as RTS, that is request to send. So now the destination node B, which receives the RTS signal, if the destination node is free, it will wait for some random amount of time, which is called as SIFS. After SIFS, if the station B is ready to receive the frame from station A, it will send one control frame called as CTS, that is clear to send. After receiving CTS at the source station or source node, once again it will wait for smaller amount of time, that is called as SIFS, that means short interframe space time. After SIFS, the station A, it will start transmitting the data. After receiving the data completely, the destination node or destination station need to send an acknowledgement to the sending node, that is station A, after SIFS time. So here the acknowledgement is mandatory in order to guarantee that the frame or data is successfully received at the destination. Allocation vector. So here some question arises with respect to CSMA bar CA. How do other stations differ sending their data if one station is already accessing the transmission medium. So or else we need to get to know about the idea of collision avoidance with respect to the protocol carrier sense multiple access collision avoidance. So the major key feature here is NAV or else the network allocation vector. So in the case of NAV, a station sends a frame or control frame called as RTS, which includes the duration of time that it needs to occupy the channel. So how long the station it will occupy the channel for data transmission. So that information it will be included within RTS frame. The stations that are affected by this transmission creates a timer called as network allocation vector that shows how much time must pass before these stations are allowed to check the channel for idleness. After NAV, the other stations can start checking the availability of the transmission medium. Each time a station accesses the system and sends an RTS frame, other stations starts their NAV. In other words, each station before sensing the physical medium, first it will check its NAV. After checking the NAV, so later the stations can sense the medium. After NAV expires, the stations can sense the medium for the station's medium to check whether the medium is busy or idle. Collision during handshaking. We know that we are having two control frames like RTS and CTS, request to send and clear to send. What happens if the collision occurred while transmitting the control frames? So here we are not having any mechanism in order to identify the collision. So now suppose the sender is not yet received the CTS signal from the receiver, it assumes that there is a collision in the transmission medium. So in such instant, the sender can adopt backup strategy and it can send the RTS frame once again after some interval of time, so that it can avoid the collision in the transmission medium. Hidden station problem. The solution to the hidden station problem is to use the handshake frames or control frames like RTS and CTS. So now we'll consider four stations: station A, station B, station C and station D. So now initially station A it will send the RTS signal to station B, but the RTS signal it will not be received to the station C. So but station B and station C and station A are in the same range. So therefore, the CTS message which contains the duration of data transmission between A and B. So with respect to RTS, B it will transmit the CTS frame. So this CTS frame contains the actual duration of data transmission. Between B and A, and this information reaches to C as well, because all the three stations are in the same boundary. So therefore station C knows that some hidden station is using the channel and it will stop transmitting the frames until that duration is get over. That is, the CTS frame contains the actual time interval or duration of the data transfer. After this time interval, the station C can start sending the frames. Until this duration, the station C it need to wait for its chance. For any queries, please mail me at sadhana.b@canaraengineering.in. Thank you.